One of the great things about My Hero Academia Vigilantes is that we can concentrate on just a handful of characters. Now, here is why I feel so connected to Koichi and Popstep. Right here, they're just having a drink. Now, mind you guys, now think about this. We did have a scene with All Might and a detective, and then we had another scene with Eraserhead and Aizawa with that same detective. Now, and then we had another conversation with that detective and his sister. So this entire episode, episode 3 of My Hero Academia, My Hero Academia Vigilante season 2, episode 3, aka Illegals. So we had a lot of scenes where they were just talking. All right, this was just a talking episode. There wasn't a lot of action. Maybe in the beginning, we see All Might, defeating a couple of villains. Like within 3 seconds, he just came in, swooped in, and took care of the issue. Done and done. But this is why My Hero Academia Vigilantes is just so much more down to earth, and we can really dive into it. We can really feel it. I just feel like I know Koichi more and Popstep more than any character in the original My Hero Academia, because they have more screen time than maybe even Deku in like 7 seasons. No, I'm kidding. But maybe 4 seasons or 5. I don't really know, but the amount of seasons it takes for screen time with Deku versus just Popstep and Koichi is just, the ratio is really off. Okay, man. Thank you. And so I'm gonna got some hot doges. Anyways, like I'm saying, so if you watch all of season 1 of My Hero Academia Illegals, there's 13 episodes. Yeah, I gave it a 9. All right. And of course, it's Koichi, Knuckle Duster, and Popstep, aka Kuzuho. What the? Anyways, so that's why I feel way more connected, despite having great characters like All Might and Aizawa. And they did such a good job in the OG My Hero Academia. I'm not trying to knock them off. I'm not trying to say I didn't feel connection with them. I'm just saying my connection with Koichi and Popstep is way stronger early on, like extremely early on within Vigilantes, more so than maybe Aizawa or maybe All Might, or maybe even Deku. You do have a connection with them, but it's like way later down the season you feel it. But here, episode 3, I just felt such a strong connection. I felt like it just felt so much better. It just felt way more wholesome. It just felt more down to earth. It just felt like I knew them more, and I can see where they're coming. I can see their growth. I can see their, I can see how Koichi is growing. I can see how Popstep is changing, and I can see all the idiosyncrasies, all the nuances to their relationship, and how they included Knuckle Buster in a flashback here, and as well, it's like, bro, Koichi just coming back from his Weiji, and he's just coming in. Okay, not this scene, but you can see here, after this scene, yeah, you see Koichi here just returning from his Weiji, and back to his apartment right here. The atmosphere, it just incredibly atmospheric. He's coming home, to his little rusty little shack over here on top of a dead building or apartment. You can see the hangers. He doesn't hang his clothes. What? And then here he just says, hey, and then Pops is like, hey, how was work? How was the Weiji? And of course you see him, handing Pops up a drink. And then it's just such a great feeling, just seeing him give Popstep a drink, and Popstep is just so happy about it. She's like, yay. And he's like, how are you studying? That's good for you. Yeah, just getting some homework done. Everything here is just so, it's just so great to watch. It just so feel good. Not a misstep. You can just feel 10 out of 10 episode, man. Like hindsight 2020, when I started watching this, it was just all over the map. I wasn't really feeling it until this scene came up. This was like damn near the end of the anime. You can see here they're relaxing. They have history in this house. They really do. Like My Hero Academia, you really don't have any of that. I mean, they do have families and stuff, but you just don't feel this wholesomeness. You can see here he's giving Popstep a drink. This is where it really got me. Like right here, Popstep's so happy just to grab a drink, like just to get a drink. She's just so happy, and that's what really made me go. These small things, there's more gifts too in the anime, but like I said, I felt this more because I have a bigger and stronger connection than I do for any other character in My Hero Academia. Period.